Modern English Bible translations. Modern English Bible translations consists of English Bible translations developed and published throughout the late modern period, 1800 1945, to the present 1945 and after. A multitude of recent attempts have been made to translate the Bible into English. Most modern translations published since 1900 are based on recently published critical editions of the original Hebrew and Greek texts. These translations typically rely on the Biblia Hebraica Stuttgartensia, Biblia Hebraica Quinta, counterparted by the Novum Testamentum Graecum, and the Greek New Testament, published by the United Bible Societies, which contains the same text. With regard to the use of Bible translations among biblical scholarship, the New Revised Standard Version is used broadly, but the English Standard Version is emerging as a primary text of choice among biblical scholars and theologians inclined toward theological conservatism. Development of modern English Bible versions. The Wessex Gospels were the first translations of the four Gospels in English without accompanying Latin text. The Authorized King James Version of 1611 was sporadically altered until 1769, but was not thoroughly updated until the creation of the Revised Version in 1885. It was not until the Revised Standard Version of 1932, New Testament in 1946, that the rival to the KJV was composed. Nearly 350 years after the KJV was first published, the RSV gained widespread adoption among the mainstream Protestant churches in America. A Catholic edition was released in 1962. It was updated as the New Revised Standard Version in 1989. In the late 20th century, Bibles increasingly appeared that were much less literal in their approach to translation. In 1946, the New English Bible was initiated in the United Kingdom, intended to enable readers to better understand the King James Bible. In 1958, J. B. Phillips 1906-1982 produced an edition of the New Testament letters in paraphrase. The letters to young churches so that members of his youth group could understand what the New Testament authors had written. 1966, Good News for Modern Man, a non-literal translation of the New Testament, was released to wide acceptance. Others followed suit. The Living Bible, released in 1971, was published by its author Kenneth N. Taylor, based on the literal American Standard Version of 1901. Taylor had begun because of the trouble his children had in understanding the literal and sometimes archaic text of the King James Bible. His work was at first intended for children, but was later positioned for marketing to high school and college students, as well as adults wishing to better understand the Bible. Like Philip's version, the Living Bible was a dramatic departure from the King James Version. Despite widespread criticism due to being a paraphrase rather than a translation, the popularity of the Living Bible created a demand for a new approach to translating the Bible into contemporary English called dynamic equivalence, which attempts to preserve the meaning of the original text in a readable way, realizing the immense benefits of a Bible that was more easily accessible to the average reader, and responding to the criticisms of the Living Bible. The American Bible Society extended Good News for Modern Man to the Good News Bible, 1976, by adding the Old Testament in this more readable style. This translation has gone on to become one of the best-selling in history. 1996, a new revision of Taylor's Living Bible was published. This new living translation is a full translation from the original languages rather than a paraphrase of the Bible. Another project aimed to create something in between the very literal translation of the King James Bible and the more informal Good News Bible. The goal of this was to create a Bible that would be scholarly yet not overly formal. The result of this project was the New International Version, 1978. This version became highly popular in evangelical Protestant circles. The debate between the formal equivalence and dynamic or functional equivalence translation styles has increased with the introduction of inclusive language versions. Various terms are employed to defend or attack this development, such as feminist, gender neutral, or gender accurate. New editions of some previous translations have been updated to take this change in language into account, including the New Jerusalem Bible, 1985, the New Revised Standard Version, 1989, the Revised English Bible, 1989, and today's New International Version, 2005. Some translations have approached the issue more cautiously, such as the English Standard Version, 2001. A further process that has assisted in greatly increasing the number of English Bible versions is the use of the Internet in producing virtual Bibles, of which a growing number are beginning to appear in print, especially given the development of print on demand. Today, there is a range of translations ranging from the most literal, such as the Young's literal translation, to the most free, such as the Message and the Word on the Street, 18th and 19th century translations. Challoner's revision of the Douay Rheims Bible, John Wesley, Wesley's New Testament, 1755, 1752. Quaker Bible, 1764, Benjamin Blaine, New Translations of Jeremiah, Lamentations and Zechariah, 1784, 1797. Gilbert Wakefield, Translation of the New Testament, 1791. Thompson's Translation, 1808. Alexander Campbell's The Living Oracles, New Testament, Webster's Revision, 1833. Young's Literal Translation, 1862. Julia E. Smith Parker's Translation, 1876. English Revised Version, 1885. Darby Bible, 1890. 20th and 21st century translations. King James Version and derivatives. The King James Version of 1611, in editions following the editing of Blayney at Oxford in 1769, still has an immense following, and as such there have been a number of different attempts to update or improve upon it. The English Revised Version and its derivatives also stem from the King James Version. Webster's revision of the King James Version, 1833. Johannes Lauritz, 1920. KJV, Children's King James Version, J.P. Green, 1960. KJ2, King James 2 Version of the Bible, J.P. Green, 1971. King James 3 Version of the Holy Bible, J.P. Green, 20th Century Edition. New King James Version, 21st Century King James Version, Third Millennium Bible, American King James Version. Easy reading, Holy Scriptures, comfortable King James Version, New Cambridge Paragraph Bible, AV7, New Authorized Version, Authorized Version, Divine Name King James Bible, Mickelson Clarified Translation, translated by Jonathan Mickelson, 2008, 13, 15, 19. So we have American King James Version 99, J.P. Green, 85, 20, 71. For Catholics, English Revised Version, derivatives. English Revised Version was the first official attempt to update the King James Version, 1769. This was adopted in the United States as the American Standard Version. The translations and versions that stem from them are shown in date order. English Revised Version 1885, American Standard Version 1901, Revised Standard Version 1952-71, New American Standard Bible 7195, 2020, New Revised Standard Version 8921, Word English Bible 2020, English Standard Version 2001, 25, New International Version and derivatives. A popular New International Version has appeared in a number of editions. New International Version 1978, 1984, 2011, New International Reader's Version 96, 98, 2014, New International Version 71, 76, 92, Clear Word, The Good News Bible, Contemporary English, The Message, Restored New Testament, Interpreted New Testament, Internet-based translation, New English Translation, Open English Bible, Lexham English Bible, Word English Bible, Berean Standard Bible, Majority Standard Bible, Free Bible Version, 2022, 2023. Okay, Messianic translations. Messianic Judaism movement. Roth Andrew Aramaic English New Testament. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. The Scriptures 1993, 1998, 2009. Hebraic Roots Version 2004. STEM David H. Complete Jewish Bible 98, 2017. Kasser Heinz God's New Covenant, a New Testament translation, Kasser 1989. Global Philip Orthodox Jewish Bible 2002. Tree of Life Bible 14. New English Bible and derivatives. Spencer New Testament, Confraternity Bible, Knox Bible, Christ Holy New Testament, Jerusalem Bible, Revised Standard Version, Catholic Edition, New Jerusalem, Sacred Names Translations, Holy Name Bible, Sacred Scriptures, Bethel Edition, Mickelson Literal Standard Version, Literal Standard Version, Word of Yahweh, Israel Bible, Apostolic Bible Polyglot, Psalms, Wisdom Books, Ancient Israel, Joshua, Judges, Samuel, Kings, Psalms, Dead Sea Scrolls Bible, Book of David, Five Books of Moses, Book of Job,